Hello everyone, here's your weather hazard briefing for Wednesday, September 11th. Out ahead of our low, red flag conditions today for the amount of thunderstorms over the central mountains. Some of those gusts with any thunderstorms today you could see be over 35 miles per hour. But ahead of that low, moving into the central mountains in southwest Montana, some of those gusts 45 to 60 miles per hour. Now as the low moves overhead tonight and tomorrow, the chance of rain, the chance of high mountain snow will be increasing. The highest precipitation totals will be over the central mountains and up along the Montana border for sure. We'll continue to advertise this. We got moisture coming. It's going to be cold. Some folks with the fire season we had are wanting to know if this is going to end fire season. It's not going to do that. It's going to slow things down, especially up in the central mountains, but not bringing things to a complete halt. We've just been too dry, and we've got a lot of activity still left to go before we start to see things really winding down across the area with this fire season. Satellite. We've had ongoing showers and thunderstorms generally east of I-15 this morning. Our low is now moving onshore, and that again moves overhead tonight and tomorrow. It kind of slows down a little bit as it goes over the state, but then picks up speed as it goes back into Montana tomorrow night into Friday. Our weather risk outlook. We have major impacts over the central mountains today with the thunderstorm coverage, the potential of stronger winds in that area. Moderate impacts elsewhere. We continue with major impacts potentially over the central mountains tonight and tomorrow, and that's simply because of the higher precipitation totals. We might have a little bit of issue with some debris flows on some of our burn scars. It's not guaranteed, but certainly something we're watching. Otherwise, the impact's lower with showers, maybe a few thunderstorms elsewhere. Otherwise, just some lingering showers on Friday. The weekend looks pretty nice across our area. So looking at how things progress today, there's the main area of showers and thunderstorms along and east of I-15 throughout the morning. That shifts to the north and to the east, but you'll see maybe a few more showers developing. And then as we go into the afternoon, a few showers and thunderstorms redeveloping, but you can see this bigger band to the west. That's the leading edge of that low area of low pressure moving in, and that just continues to shift north and east. There's another area of showers and isolated thunderstorms farther east across our area, but as you go through the night, you'll see the impacts and the main area of precipitation falling in the central mountains, a couple of bands out ahead of that. And as we go into tomorrow, showers and thunderstorms, pretty good bet, except maybe across portions of the Magic Valley down into the South Hills and Albion Mountains. The best chances will continue to be on to the north and to the east from there. Going back to the rest of the forecast, we're going to look at wind, and then we're going to look at precipitation and thunder chances, and then we'll look at the temperatures at the end. For today, we do have a few gusty winds out there. Outside of thunderstorms, we've seen some 20 to 30 mile an hour gusts, especially out of the east with storms east of I-15 pushing back towards the Snake Plain. Other areas seeing some gusts 25 to 30 up in the higher elevations as well. We go into this afternoon, those winds start to pick up in general. Outside of thunderstorms, 25 to 35 mile an hour gusts, and like we said, gusts over 35 with quite a few of these storms. If you go back to the central mountains and to southwest Montana, also southwest Idaho, we have a marginal risk of severe weather, and that's where those gusts 45 to 60 miles an hour are possible, the most likely spot for that to occur today into tonight. And that will be into tonight because we have the low moving through. As we go through this evening, those wind gusts do continue outside of thunderstorms. Some areas might see a few gusts 35 to 40 for this evening. For tonight, overnight, into tomorrow, you can see the bulk of the wind gusts shifting into the Snake Plain, Magic Valley, down to the south, towards the South Hills and Albion Mountains. Some of those gusts in the higher elevations pushing over 40 miles per hour once you get way up in elevation there. That's again tonight into Thursday. Rainfall, what we're seeing so far this morning, there's not a heck of a lot of moisture falling. Virga is most likely, and also seeing some gusty winds. We go into this afternoon, showers continuing to develop with thunderstorms. You can see a decent band of heavier precipitation potentially developing across portions of Limhi County, back down across the Frank Church and through the Stanley area and back to the southwest towards Boise. That's the leading edge of that area of thunderstorms and that area of low pressure moving our way. And the best chance of thunderstorms, at least for this morning, this afternoon, is going to be over the eastern areas. Not much in the way of thunderstorm activity elsewhere, but that's because it's just starting. It will be developing during the afternoon, and certainly the far western part of our forecast area is seeing an increase in thunderstorm potential this afternoon. Rainfall for this evening, still a pretty good swath of potentially heavier rainfall over the central mountains from the Bitterroot back through Limhi County, the Frank Church, into the Stanley area. Even a little bit more developing east of I-15. And you can see the best chance of thunderstorms through this evening will be in the central mountains, also over along the Wyoming border as well. That's just for this evening. Going for tonight and Thursday, we kind of combine the rainfall totals here to kind of give you a bigger picture. But you'll notice the heavier amounts, Stanley up through into Limhi County along the Montana border, especially once you get up towards Salmon in the north into southwest Montana. Now, again, some of these heavier amounts, we've kind of broad brushed this a little bit simply because we're not exactly sure where the heavier bands are going to set up, where we have multiple stronger storms producing heavier rainfall going through. But you kind of get the idea of what may happen in the general pattern for tonight and tomorrow. But you notice once you get outside of this area, precipitation amounts really drop off, and some of this again elsewhere is dependent on showers and bands of thunderstorms tomorrow, but some areas not picking up just maybe a few hundredths. Some places might pick up a tenth or two. So certainly going from north to south, there's an area that's going to get a lot of moisture, and some areas not expecting a whole lot with this particular system over the next 48 hours or so. We talked about colder temperatures. Snow levels down to around 8 to 9,000 feet. We may see them dropping a little bit if we get some heavier precipitation falling, dropping another 500 to 1,000 feet. But for the most part, snow accumulations above 8,000 feet for the most part, that's going to be of any impact. Most of those amounts about 1 to 4 inches. A few spots may see greater than 4 inches. And the potential of seeing 4 inches is not really a whole lot up in the central mountains and elsewhere, generally about 10 to 20% at best. So again, the moisture's there. This system's not bringing a prolonged push of cold air to give us some more snow up in the higher elevations. Now looking at temperatures, 80s across eastern areas, 60s and 70s back to the west. Going into tonight, temperatures in the 30s and 40s up in the mountains, 40s to near 50 in the Snake Plain and lower elevations. Some folks tomorrow will not get above 60 degrees down in the valley locations, 30s and 40s up in the mountains, 50s for some of our mountain valleys as well. Friday, a colder morning. We'll see a little bit of chance of frost and freeze across the area, but it will be a little bit warmer in the afternoon, some 60s, some folks getting into the low 70s on Friday. We'll skip ahead to Sunday with those afternoon temperatures, and we're back to some areas near 80 degrees by Sunday. So this is one of these situations. It's an impactful but quick-hitting system. We're going to be dry for a couple of days. We have another system coming first part of next week, so we may see a little bit of repeat of what we're going to see over the next 24 to 48 hours across our area. So once again, showers and thunderstorms continue today. The coverage increases this afternoon and into the overnight hours as the low moves into our area. Thunderstorm gusts, where we get the strongest storms, 45 to 60 miles per hour. Otherwise, most likely seeing gusts around 35 miles per hour. The highest amounts of precipitation, including some high mountain snow, up in the central mountains. Have a great day. Stay tuned to the forecast if you're going to be out for the rest of the day and the next couple of days, just in case. Make sure you are prepared for what's coming our way. Have a great day, everyone.